At my sister's engagement party, my family's laughter turned sharp, their jabs. Coleman, still fixing bikes? Cutting deeper than I expected, exposing old wounds and unspoken truths, leaving me, a 36-year-old mechanic, standing alone in a room full of people, my heart pounding with a mix of shame and defiance, wondering why their love always felt like a verdict. The Minneapolis evening was a soft blur, the June air warm against the windows of the Lake Harriet Pavilion, where fairy lights twinkled over linen-draped tables, the hum of chatter and clinking glasses filling the space. I, Coleman Brandt, stood by the dessert table, my navy blazer snug, my dark eyes scanning the crowd, my calloused hands, rough from years in my bike shop, tucked into my pockets. At 36, I was a mechanic, my life built around gears and grease, my days steady in a small uptown garage, my nights quiet with takeout and vinyl. Tonight was my sister Tessa's engagement party, her joy a beacon, but my family's mockery, their sharp-edged humor, turned the celebration into a crucible, my humiliation a wound that stirred hope and resentment. The audience left wondering how deep their judgment ran. Tess, 32, glowed in a cream dress, her blonde hair loose, her laugh bright as she leaned into her fiancé, Nate, a lawyer with a firm handshake. Our parents, Dale and Marla, mingled with Nate's family, their smiles polished, their pride in Tess palpable. I'd arrived late, my shop's last repair, a busted chain, keeping me sorry, Tess, met with her, you're here, that's enough, and a hug, her warmth a tether. But the room felt off, the audience sensing my unease in the way I lingered at the edge, my blazer a borrowed shield, my family's glances sharp, my internal monologue a churn. They're waiting for me to slip, always have. The toasts began, Dale's voice booming, his "To Tess, our star" warm, the crowd's cheers a wave. Marla followed, her "She's made us proud" pointed, her eyes flicking to me, a silent, unlike you. I sipped my beer, my heart tight, the audience feeling my tension as Nate's brother, Greg, took the mic, his grin wide. Tess is amazing, he said, and Nate's lucky. But Coleman man, still fixing bikes? Thought you'd be running the world by now. Laughter rippled, my family's loudest, Dale's chuckle, Marla's smirk, Tessa's forced smile, my face burning, my "yeah, still at it" weak. The audience sensing my humiliation in the way I gripped the bottle, my knuckles pale, my resentment a spark. Why is it always me? Their mockery wasn't new, but tonight it cut deeper, the audience feeling my hurt as I stood, the pavilion's lights blurring, my internal monologue a storm. I'm not a failure, why do they paint me as one? Flashbacks grounded the wound, 1999, age 10, Dale's "You're no scholar," Coleman, when I failed math, my "I'll try harder," small, Marla's "Tess gets as a jab." 2010, my shop's opening there, "It's just bikes, not a career" cold, my "It's mine" ignored. I thought they'd soften, I thought, my hope, maybe they'll see me tonight, crushed by Greg's, he's the family grease monkey, and their laughter, my love for them a chord now minor, my defiance a fire, I'm more than their punchline. I stayed, my pride a tether, the audience sensing my resolve as I nodded at Tess, her "You okay, Cole?" soft, my final a lie, her eyes guilty but fleeting, Nate pulling her away. Marla approached, her perfume sharp, her "You could have dressed up," Coleman, her prod, "This is me," steady, her "always so stubborn" a sigh, the audience feeling her dismissal in the way she turned, my hurt raw. She doesn't see me, never has. Dale's clap on my shoulder, his "Lighten up, son, it's a party," gruff, stung worse. I sure, dead, hollow, my internal monologue a plea. Why can't you just be proud? The room spun, the audience sensing my isolation as I stepped outside, the lake's breeze cool, the party's hum distant. Their laughter echoed, Greg's jabs, Dale's chuckles, Marla's smirks, a chorus of judgment, my life as a mechanic, my quiet choices reduced to a joke. I built something, I thought, my shop a haven, my customers loyal, my hands skilled, but they're still fixing bikes, painted me small, my resentment a weight. They measure me by Tess's shine, not my own. Flashbacks deepen the pain. 2005, Tess's college acceptance. She's going places, loud. I'm working to ignored. Last year, Dale's, you're stuck. Coleman, at dinner. I'm happy, dismissed. They never listened. My internal monologue seethed. My hope a flicker. Maybe I can make them hear. I confided in Ray, my shop's part-timer, by text, the audience sensing my vulnerability as I sat on a bench, the lake lapping, my phone dim. Family tore me down at Tess's party. Ray called me a loser, basically. His reply, that's rough, Cole. You're solid, they're blind, was a bomb. My thanks feels like I'm nothing raw. The audience feeling my hurt in the way I stared at the water, my blazer off, my defiance stirring. I'll show them I'm more. Ray's, come to the shop tomorrow, we'll talk, was a lifeline. My, will do, a vow, my resentment a fire, my hope a cord. I'm not their failure, I'm me. The pavilion glowed behind me, the audience sensing my tension as I stood, the party's music faint, Tess's laughter a ghost. I could go back, fake a smile, but their mockery was a verdict, my humiliation a spark that would shift something, my internal monologue a question. How do I live with their judgment? Flashbacks faded. Marla's, you're not like Tess, a scar. Dale's, work harder, which in my, I'm enough, a whisper, my resolve a blade. I'll face this, but not tonight. The lake shimmered, the audience feeling my turmoil in the breeze's chill, my hands in my pockets, my heart sore but firm, a reckoning brewing, a truth I'd uncover. The night deepened, the audience sensing my struggle as I walked to my truck, the pavilion's lights dimming, my family's faces a shadow. Their laughter was a wound, their judgment a weight, but I, Coleman, was searching, my pain a fire, my strength a spark, their humiliation a spark that would lead to clarity, a path I'd forge with care, whatever it cost. I drove home, the city quiet, my internal monologue a vow, I'll find my worth, with or without them. As I return to the shop, Ray's blunt advice pushes me to confront Tess, but her defense of the family's jokes reveals a deeper divide, forcing me to question if I'm the one who's been wrong, a choice I must make. The Minneapolis dawn was a muted glow, the June light filtering through the blinds of my uptown apartment, the kitchen's chipped counter cluttered with coffee grounds and a half-eaten bagel. I, Coleman Brandt, stood by the sink, my t-shirt rumpled, my dark eyes tracing the street below, my calloused hands, still faintly greased from yesterday's bike repair, gripping a mug. At 36, a mechanic running a small bike shop, I was one day past my sister Tess's engagement party, where my family's mockery, still fixing bikes, Coleman, had sliced through me, their laughter a public verdict on my worth. Now, grappling with betrayal and isolation, I felt the sting of their judgment, subtle flashbacks sharpening the wound, my self-worth fraying, the audience sensing my internal churn as I faced Tess, seeking answers, my heart a bruised pulse. The apartment was quiet, the audience feeling my turmoil in the way I leaned against the counter, the coffee bitter, last night's humiliation replaying, Greg's grease monkey jab, Dale's chuckle, Marla's smirk, Tess's averted eyes. They tore me down, all of them, my internal monologue seethed, betrayal a weight, my family, my blood, reducing me to a punchline. I'd built a life, my shop, my craft, my steady days, but their thought you'd be running the world painted me small, my isolation a fog. Why am I always the outsider? The audience could sense my hurt in the way I set the mug down, my fingers trembling, my hope, maybe Tess will explain, clashing with resentment. She let them. Flashbacks grounded my pain, the audience sensing my reflection as I stared at the counter, the city waking outside. 2001, age 12, Marla's, Tess is our artist, Coleman's, practical, at a school fair, my bike repair kit ignored, my, I fixed it myself, unheard. 2013, my shop's first profit, Dale's, it's a hobby, not a legacy, over dinner, my, it's mine, dismissed, their pride reserved for Tess's degrees. They always compared us, my internal monologue mourned, their love a scale, my worth measured against her shine, my betrayal raw. I thought family lifted you, not cut you. The audience could feel my isolation in the morning's hush, my t-shirt a thin shield, my self-worth a frayed thread. Am I what they say? I texted Tess, my resolve a spark, the audience sensing my need as I typed. Need to talk about last night. Coffee 10? Her reply, sure, Lake Harriet I'm sorry, was quick, her guilt a flicker, my, see you Kurt, my internal monologue a churn. She stood there, laughing too. Why didn't she stop them? I drove to the lake, the pavilion from last night a ghost, its fairy lights gone, Tess waiting by a bench, her blonde hair tied back, her eyes tired. The audience could sense my tension as I approached, my sneakers scuffing, my blazer swapped for a hoodie, my betrayal a fire. I need her to see me, not their joke. Our dialogue was strained, the audience feeling the rift as we sat, the lake's ripples a backdrop, her coffee untouched. Last night was rough, Tess. I said, my voice low, raw, my hands clasped. Greg's jabs, mom and dad laughing. Why didn't you say something? She fidgeted it was just teasing, Cole. You know how they are, soft, defensive, my teasing? It felt like a trial, sharp, my heart pounding. You take it too seriously, stung, the audience sensing her dodge in the way she looked away, my resentment a weight. She's protecting them, not me. I pressed they called me a loser, Tess. You smiled, a plea, I didn't mean to, I was nervous, weak, my internal monologue a storm, nervous? Or ashamed of me? Flashbacks deepened the betrayal, the audience sensing my reflection as I stared at the lake, the breeze sharp. 2007, Tess's high school play, Dale's, she's a star, Coleman, learn from her, loud, I'm trying, small, their pride a spotlight I never touched. Last spring, Tess's, you're happy right Cole? At a bar, my shop's good, truer, but it's so small, a jab I'd brushed off. She's part of it, their judgment I thought, my isolation a cage, my love for her a chord now minor, my self-worth crumbling. If my sister sees me as less, who am I? The audience could feel my pain in the way I stood, pacing, my hoodie loose, my eyes wet. I thought she'd have my back. Tess softened, I'm sorry Cole, I should have stopped it raw, her eyes meeting mine, why don't you ever defend me? A whisper, the audience sensing her guilt in the way she clutched her cup, I don't know, it's just easier, a confession, my betrayal complete, easier to let me bleed. I nodded, I need more than sorry, steady, my resolve stirring, I can't keep begging for their respect. We love you Cole, we just expect more, was a knife, I'm enough as is, a vow, my internal monologue a spark, I'm not their failure, I'm me. The audience could sense my strength in the lake's calm, my hands in my pockets, my heart sore but firm. I'll face this, but not for them. I confided in Ray at the shop, the audience sensing my vulnerability as we tightened a bike chain, the garage's hum a tether, his flannel stained, his eyes sharp. Tess says it's just teasing Ray, but it's killing me, I said, my voice low, my wrench slow. They're wrong Cole. You're the real deal, was blunt, feels like I'm nothing raw, the audience feeling my hurt in the way I paused, my knuckles white, my defiance a fire, I'm more than their laughs. Ray's quit chasing their approval man, was a stone, my trying, honest, my isolation a tide. I'm alone, but I'm standing. The shop closed, the audience sensing my turmoil in the dusk's chill, the way I locked up, my bike untouched, Tess's, we expect more a ghost. Their mockery was a wound, their judgment a chain, but I, Coleman, was searching, my pain a fire, my strength a spark, their betrayal a spark that would lead to a stand, a truth I'd claim with care, whatever it cost. I walked home, the city soft, my internal monologue a vow. I'll prove my worth, to me, not them. As I overhaul a customer's bike, Ray's challenge to skip the next family event forces me to weigh loyalty against self-respect, but a call from Marla, demanding my presence, reveals their deeper expectations, pushing me to decide who I'm living for. The Minneapolis noon was a restless hum, the June sun glinting off the bike shop's windows, the garage's concrete floor streaked with grease, the air thick with oil and rubber. I, Coleman Brandt, stood by a workbench, my t-shirt clinging, my dark eyes fixed on a warped wheel, my calloused hands, worn from days of repairs, spinning it slow. At 36, a mechanic running my uptown shop, I was 3 days past my sister Tessa's engagement party, where my family's mockery, still fixing bikes, Coleman, had carved a public wound, their laughter a verdict that lingered. Now, the aftermath strained my ties and clouded my mind, a confrontation with Marla unveiling their deeper expectations, my mental state a tangle of resentment and faint hope, the audience sensing my emotional churn as I faced a turning point, my heart a creaking gear. The shop was my anchor, the audience feeling my fragility in the way I tightened a spoke, my movements wrote, the party's echoes, Greg's grease monkey, Dale's chuckle, Tessa's weak, sorry, a loop in my head. They made me nothing, my internal monologue seethed, my relationships fraying, Tessa's texts, can we talk again? Unanswered, my parents' silence a wall, my isolation a weight. My mental state wobbled, sleep thin, my appetite gone, my self-worth bruised. Am I what they say? The audience could sense my hurt in the shop's hum, my wrench idle, my hope dim. Maybe they'll call, apologize, but their judgment a truth, they see me as less. Flashbacks deepened the strain, the audience sensing my reflection as I paused, the wheels still, the sun's heat a prod. 1997, age 9, Marla's, Tess's special Coleman, help her shine, at her recital, my, what about me? Small, her, you're fine a brush off. 2015, my shop's loan paid, Dale's, it's just a start, aim higher cold, my, this is enough, ignored. They always wanted more, my internal monologue mourned, their love a checklist, my efforts invisible, my resentment a fire. I built this shop, why's it never enough? The audience could feel my isolation in the garage's quiet, my t-shirt damp, my mental state a fog. I'm drifting, alone. Ray, my partner, broke the silence, the audience sensing my tension as he leaned against a rack, his flannel loose, his, you're off, Cole. Still the party? Blunt. I nodded, my voice low, raw, my wrench down. Family's got me twisted, Ray. Tess says it's teasing, but it's deeper. His, screw 'em, skip their next thing, was sharp, my, can't, it's family reflex, his, family don't gut you, a spark, the audience feeling my conflict in the way I rubbed my neck, my eyes on the wheel, my resolve stirring, he's right, but they're my blood. Ray's, you're worth more men, was a stone, my, trying to believe that, honest, my internal monologue a churn. What if I stopped chasing their nod? Marla's call came mid-afternoon, the audience sensing the turning point as my phone buzzed, her name a jolt, my hands pausing. Coleman, we need you at Tessa's brunch Sunday, she said, her tone crisp, her, don't embarrass us again, a jab, my, embarrass? You all mocked me sharp, my heart racing. Her, you're too sensitive, it was fun, stung. The audience sensing her dismissal in the way I gripped the phone, my knuckles white, her, show up, be better, a demand, my, better than what, mom? You know what I mean, cold, the line dead. They expect me to perform, not be, my internal monologue flared, my betrayal raw, she's rewriting their cruelty as my fault. The confrontation shifted something, the audience sensing my clarity as I sat on a crate, the shop empty, Marla's, be better, a ghost. They want a version of me I'm not, I thought, my mental state cracking, resentment surging. I'm done dancing for their approval. Flashbacks sharpened the revelation. 2003, Marla's, Tess got into college, what's your plan? Pointed my, working, saving ignored. Last winter, Dale's, you're not living up to your name, at coffee, my, I'm happy, dismissed. They've always judged, never seen, my internal monologue seethed, my relationships fracturing. Tessa bystander, Dale and Marla directors, me the misfit, my self-worth a spark. I'm enough, even if they don't agree. I confided in Ray again, the audience sensing my vulnerability as we closed up, the dusk settling, his boots scuffing, my voice low. Marla called, wants me at a brunch, act better, I said, my lock clicking, my eyes on the street. They're toxic, Cole. Bale was firm, but a pause, she's part of it, man, a truth, the audience feeling my hurt in the way I leaned against the door, my hoodie loose, my hope fading, even Tess expects me to fit their mold. Ray's, choose you, not them, was a blade, I'm trying raw, my internal monologue a vow, I need to stand, not bend. The revelation hit harder, the audience sensing my shift as I walked home, the city's lights soft, Marla's call a pivot. They're ashamed of me, always have been, I thought, my mental state steadying, my isolation a choice. I don't need their table. A customer's note, Cole, you saved my ride, thanks. Tucked in my pocket was a spark, my shop a truth, my internal monologue a chord. I'm valued, just not by them. Flashbacks faded, Tess's you're happy, right? A mask, Dale's aim higher, a chain I'm enough a stand, my resolve a fire. I'll face them but on my terms. The apartment was dark, the audience sensing my tension in the evening's hush, the way I sat, my coffee cold, Marla's, be better, a shadow. Their judgment was a wound, their expectations a cage, but I, Coleman, was waking, my pain a fire, my strength a spark, Marla's demand a spark that would lead to a choice, a truth I'd claim with care, whatever their next move held. I stared at the street, my internal monologue a vow. I'll go to the brunch, but not as their failure. At Tessa's brunch, I challenged Dale's latest jab, but Tessa's unexpected confession about her own pressures reveals a family dynamic I hadn't seen, forcing me to decide if I'll fight their narrative or walk away, a stand I'm ready to take. The Minneapolis dusk was a soft fade, the late June sky streaked with pink over uptown, the bike shop's neon sign flickering as I locked the door, the air heavy with cut grass and exhaust. I, Coleman Brandt, stood on the sidewalk, my t-shirt damp, my dark eyes tracing the street's hum, my calloused hands, grimed from a day's repairs, shoved into my jeans. At 36, a mechanic running my small garage, I was a week past my sister Tessa's engagement party, where my family's mockery, still fixing bikes, Coleman, had left a raw wound, deepened by Marla's demand to be better at Tessa's upcoming brunch. Now, coping with the fallout through friends and reflection, I navigated doubt, small victories, and quiet challenges, my healing a slow grind, the audience sensing my determination as I rebuilt my worth, my heart a steady crank. The shop was my refuge, but the fallout lingered, the audience feeling my strain in the way I lingered outside, my keys jangling, the party's laughter, Greg's jabs, Dale's chuckles, a persistent echo. They made me less, my internal monologue churned, my relationships frayed, Tessa's texts ignored, Marla's call a scar, my mental state a tightrope of resentment and faint hope. Doubt gnawed, am I enough? My self-worth shaky, my isolation a weight, the audience sensing my fragility in the dusk's glow, my sneakers scuffed, my resolve a spark. I'm hurting, but I'm here. Reflection was my tool, my internal monologue a vow. I'll mend this, piece by piece. I leaned on Ray, the audience sensing my outreach as we met at a dive bar, its jukebox humming, his flannel loose, my beer sweating. Family still eating at me, Ray, I said, my voice low, raw, my fingers peeling the label. Marla wants me at Tessa's brunch, act better. They're dragging you down, Cole. Skip it, was blunt, I'm going but not for them from that's the spirit, a grin, the audience feeling my small victory in the way I sat straighter, my doubt easing. He sees me, not their joke. Ray's, you're the best mechanic I know, was a stone, my thanks, man quiet, my internal monologue a lift. I'm valued even if they don't see it. Reflection deepened my healing, the audience sensing my introspection as I walked home. The city's lights soft, the bar's buzz fading. Why do they judge me? I thought, my family's expectations, Dale's, aim higher, Marla's, be better. A cage, my shop, my life, never enough. Flashbacks stung, 1998, age 10, Dale's, Tess is our future, help her, at her science fair. My, I'm here too, small, Marla's, don't be selfish, sharp. 2017, my shop's expansion, there, it's quaint, but limited, cold, my, it's mine, ignored. They've always ranked us, my internal monologue mourned, my doubt a shadow, maybe I'm not enough. But a customer's nod today, Cole, you're a lifesaver, was a spark, my resolve a fire, I'm enough for someone. Challenges persisted, the audience sensing my struggle as I faced the brunch invite, my phone heavy with Marla's text, Sunday, 11, don't disappoint. Disappoint? They're the ones who hurt me, I thought, my mental state wavering, resentment flaring. Why do I still care? I almost texted Tess, my, I'm out, typed but unsent, my hope, maybe they'll change, clashing with reality, they won't. The audience could feel my tension in the apartment's quiet, my couch sagging, my doubt a weight. Going means facing their knives again. But my determination held, my internal monologue a vow, I'll go, but as me, not their prop. A small victory came unexpectedly, the audience sensing my growth as I fixed a kid's bike pro bono, his, you're awesome, mister, a lift, my, ride safe, bud, warm, the shop's hum a bomb. This is who I am, I thought, my work a truth, my self-worth stirring, my internal monologue a chord. They can't take this. Flashbacks softened, 2004 Marla's, you're not academic, I'm good with my hands, true. Last year, Tess's, your shop's cute, a slight, it's home, steady. I've always been this, my resolve a spark, I'm not their failure, I'm Cole. The audience could feel my strength in the kid's grin, my wrench down, my heart steadier. I'm healing, slow. I confided in Ellen, Ray's sister, the audience sensing my trust as we met at a cafe, her curls loose, my coffee black. I'm going to the brunch, Ellen, but I'm scared they'll cut me again, I said, my voice low, my napkin shredded. Her, you're stronger than their words, Cole, was soft. My, feels like I'm not raw, you're enough, they're missing out, a spark, the audience feeling my victory in the way I nodded, my shoulders loose, my doubt fading, she's right, I'm more. Ellen's, stand tall, you've got this, was a tether, my, I'll try, honest, my internal monologue a lift, I'm not alone, I've got people. The challenge loomed, the audience sensing my tension as Sunday neared, my mental state a balance of fear and resolve, Marla's, don't disappoint, a shadow, Tess's silence a sting. I'll face them, but not for them, I thought, my determination quiet, my healing a grind, my internal monologue a vow. I'll show up, but I'm done bending. Flashbacks faded, Dale's, you're stuck, a chain, Tess's, we expect more, a mask, my, I'm enough, a truth, my growth a fire. I'm mending, not for their eyes, for mine. The audience could feel my resolve in the cafe's hum, my coffee cold, my heart sore but firm. I'm ready, whatever they say. The dusk settled, the audience sensing my determination as I stood outside the shop, the neon off, the city's pulse a rhythm. Their mockery was a scar, their expectations a weight, but I, Coleman, was coping, my pain a fire, my strength a spark, the brunch a spark that would test my healing, a truth I'd hold with care, whatever their words revealed. I walked home, the stars faint, my internal monologue a vow. I'll face them, but I'm living for me. At the brunch, Dale's sharp words push me to stand firm, but Tessa's tearful confession about her own struggles unveils a family trapped by pressure, forcing me to choose between their world and my own, a clarity I'm starting to see. The Minneapolis morning was a quiet hum, the early July sun warming the pavement outside my bike shop, The garage's open door letting in the scent of asphalt and blooming linden trees. I, Coleman Brandt, stood by a workbench, my t-shirt loose, my dark eyes tracing a customer's bike, my calloused hands, steady from years of repairs, adjusting a derailleur. At 36, a mechanic running my uptown shop, I was 2 weeks past my sister Tess's engagement party, where my family's mockery, still fixing bikes, had cut deep, followed by Marla's demand to be better, and a brunch that exposed their pressures. Now, making a final choice to live for myself, I found clarity and peace, my self-worth a hard-earned anchor, the audience sensing my mature resolve as I stepped away from their judgment, my heart a balanced gear. The shop was alive, the audience feeling my grounding in the clink of tools, the radio's soft jazz, Ray tuning a wheel nearby. The brunch had been a crucible, Dale's, you're wasting potential, Coleman, mid-toast, Tess's tearful, we're all under pressure, Cole, revealing a family chained by expectations, Marla's silence a verdict. I'd stood, I'm done trying to be your version of me, calm, my exit steady, their faces a blur. I chose me, my internal monologue reflected, the fallout, silence from Tess, Marla's curt, your selfish text, a weight I'd shed, my mental state clear. I'm not their failure, I'm Cole. The audience could sense my peace in the way I worked, my hands sure, my resentment faded. I'm free, not for them, for me. Reflection cemented my growth, the audience sensing my clarity as I paused, the bike's chain smooth, the sun's warmth a balm. They wanted a Coleman I'm not, I thought, their mockery, Greg's jabs, Dale's critiques, a mirror of their own fears, not my worth. Flashbacks softened, 1999 Marla's, Tess is special, you're practical, a division I'm good too, small. 2018 Dale's, your shop's no legacy, a slight, it's mine true. I've always been enough, my internal monologue affirmed, my self-worth a fire, my family's pressures a ghost, they're trapped, I'm not. The audience could feel my strength in the shop's hum, my t-shirt stained, my heart steady. I'm living my truth now. My choice was deliberate, the audience sensing my resolve as I declined Tess's wedding invite. I love you, Tess, but I can't be there, over coffee I get it, Cole. I'm sorry be happy, honest, no bridge rebuilt, just boundaries set. I'm not cutting them off, I'm choosing me, I thought, my peace hard-earned, my internal monologue a vow. I'll love them from here, not their stage. Dale's voicemail, come around, son, went unanswered. I'm done chasing, to Ray a stand, the audience sensing my clarity in the cafe's buzz, my coffee black, my resolve a chord. I'm not theirs to fix. Support anchored my healing, the audience sensing my ties as I leaned on Ray and Ellen, their diner nights a rhythm. Ray's, you're killing it, Cole, over fries, Ellen's, you're real, that's enough, over pie, thanks, you're my people warm, their laughter free of knives. I coached a kid, Jamal at the shop, his, you make this fun, Cole, a spark, you've got the knack, true, the audience feeling my growth in his grin, my wrench shared, my purpose clear, I'm building, not proving. Flashbacks faded, Tess's, we expect more, a plea Marla's, be better, a chain, I'm enough, a truth, my piece of fire, I'm family to those who see me. Challenges lingered, the audience sensing my reality as a quiet doubt crept. Will I miss them? Tessa's wedding looming, my absence a choice, not a wound. I'm not running, I'm standing, I thought, my mental state balanced, my self-worth a stone. I'm whole, with or without them. A customer's, you're the best, Cole, for a rush repair was a victory, glad I could help, steady, my internal monologue a lift. My work matters, my life does. The audience could feel my resolve in the shop's light, my tools aligned, my heart calm. I'm not their shadow, I'm me. The emotional clarity was raw, the audience sensing my peace as I confided in Ellen, her porch cool, you're different, Cole, lighter, soft. Feels like I'm finding me, honest, you already have, a spark, my internal monologue a reflection. I'm not fighting their laughter anymore. I didn't need their table, their pride, my shop, my people, my hands a legacy, my growth a cord. I've healed, not for them, for me. The audience could sense my strength in the dusk's quiet, my beer cold, my heart full. I'm living, not proving. Closing reflection. I stood in the shop, the sun dipping, the bike fixed, Ray's whistle a rhythm, the street alive outside. My family's mockery had cracked me, their expectations had pressed me, but I'd rebuilt, not for their eyes, but for my own. A life of gears, friends, and quiet nights. The pain was a forge, shaping a man who needed no one's nod to stand, my worth my own, my strength a road I'd ride. I'd faced their laughter and found my voice, a truth for anyone listening. When they judge your path, walk it anyway, live for your heart, not their scale. I, Coleman, was whole, my shop a home, my days a ride, my peace a balance that would hold, my future a road I'd choose, steady and free.